One interesting thing about being here at Stugan around so many other game developers is that we are all giving and receiving a lot of feedback on each other's games. So I've been thinking about feedback a lot. A few days ago, Tom Francis gave a talk about playtesting, where he said he emails out a survey to his playtesters, and he tries to separate in the survey questions positive feedback and negative feedback into different sections. This means when he's going through the feedback, he can choose whether he wants to read positive feedback today or negative feedback, and he can moderate his intake. My friends at Frogshark just released their game Sortie onto Steam Early Access, and so they've also been getting a whole lot of feedback that they didn't get before. And it's also been really interesting for them dealing with the negative feedback. Even when you get just as much positive feedback as negative, the negative tends to stick in your mind more, and it can be really distracting. So I've been thinking about that, but also just the feedback I've been giving to other game developers here at Stugan, and the feedback I've been receiving. Working on your own game is really hard, but other people's games are much more exciting because they just come together and you don't have to do anything. So it's really tempting when you are given the opportunity to give feedback, to give lots of feedback. And it's exciting to think that some of your ideas might appear in this game without you having to spend hard energy making them real. So when you're excited about someone's game, you do tend to give a lot of feedback. But I'm starting to think that it's not that useful, because when you give a lot of different suggestions, firstly, it can be overwhelming for the developer, but also it gives them the freedom to choose which points they listen to, but more than that, our brain does tend to fixate on the most negative or most critical thing. So if you give 10 pieces of feedback, it's easy for someone to just fixate on the one that's sort of the most offensive. Or sometimes maybe the one that they already knew or they already agreed with, and then they can just discount the other 9 things you said. So anyway, the point I'm getting to is that I think maybe it's stronger if you might think there are 10 different pieces of feedback you want to give, but then you decide on the most important one and you only say that. And it doesn't matter that you're missing out a lot of information because they have other playtesters. There are other people who are going to raise other points. Or maybe once they fix the point you're raising, then you can raise the next point. And yeah, I kind of like this. So I'm going to try, when I'm giving feedback over the next 5 weeks or however long we have left here, to just pick out one thing and just say one thing and see how that goes.